Good afternoon, everybody. It is July 23rd today, and we are drilling for oil. No, water. Water. We are drilling for water. Yes. So you probably have a lot of questions, and I'm going to try to get around to answering all those for you. But I guess, why are you drilling for water, Mike? Seems like a pretty obvious question, especially since, you dug that slough a little bit deeper there a few years back. Well, this isn't for farm use. We're actually hoping to bring up modular. When I say bring up, I mean just move in, because they just come and set them down. And yes, I could use dugout water. I could filter it, put it in our RO system, use dugout water. That is my alternative. But I'm like, well, we should try and see if we can't do a shallow well. So shallow wells, the definition to them is no more than 100 feet. They're hoping to find water within 80 feet or something like that, and then they would drill it. They're just testing. They're not drilling for water. They're just looking for water. I should specify that. They're not drilling a well. They're drilling test holes. See, they're inspecting that right now, looking for sand, trying to figure out if this is a good spot to drill for a well. So if they did find water within 100 feet, they would do some, I have no idea, we'll have to talk to them. They do all sorts of testing to try to figure out how much water is there, what kind of water it is, what quality of that water, and then if it was all signs were good, then they would drill a 30-inch well, 30-inch casing they'd stick in there, is their plan. Now, how do you find said water? That's a really good question. I have no idea. I asked them if there's maps of this stuff, and yes, there is for some water, like very large, like the Judith Basin, the Hatford Basins, the oceans under the ground, those are kind of mapped. But shallow wells, 30 feet deep, 20 feet deep, 100 feet deep, not mapped. So you really have no idea. Now you can do the whole hanger thing, walk around with two hangers. They call it dousing or witching, whatever you want to call it. That's kind of weird, but apparently it works. You can do the willow. Take a willow tree, take a wide, willow's supposed to curve down like this if you find water. All very weird things. So we're just gonna pop a couple holes and see what happens. It's $1,000 a test hole to go 100 feet deep, so it's not cheap. So you kind of want to have an idea where you would want your well and where you think there might be water. Mike, what are you gonna do if you drill a couple test wells and you just don't find any water? Well, we're just gonna go down to that dugout. We're gonna plump a pump into it down there. We're gonna shrink it all the way up, and that's what we're gonna use. Why don't you just use that in the first place? Because if we do use that, then we have to be extra careful of everything that we do at the farm. I gotta be thinking runoff, I gotta be thinking where I'm pushing the snow, all these different things, because then technically that's your drinking water. I don't know if I want to be that careful yet. So we're going to drill a couple we're going to pop a couple holes here and see if we can't find some water. And we'll go from there. There it is. Going to put a pin in. There it is, just like that. So if you're probably also wondering, Mike, how long does it take for them to get to 100 feet? That's, their goal is to go to 100 feet. Hopefully they find water between there. Well, I asked him that, and he said it'd probably take them 40 minutes depending on how hard the ground is and if they hit any rocks. Now you're probably also wondering, Mike, do you have to have special permits? Do you have to have, you got to do the whole call before you dig? Absolutely. You see all those little yellow flaggy thingamajiggers over there? There's one. Scroll to the left. There's another one. That's natural gas, which is also awesome because we're right beside a natural gas line. Now, you can see those yellow flags going up right there. Well, believe that there's about, I don't know, 70 meters in there or something like that between that gas line and where the house would go. That's still gonna probably cost like $10,000 or $12,000 to get the gas line there to get that 70 meters. So it's not cheap. Nothing's cheap in this world. Power is up over there. Overhead, there's no underground power lines. There's no underground gas lines other than that one right there. And there's no underground sewer lines because we all know where the sewer line goes because I am sitting right on beside the lagoon over there. Sewer line goes right out over there. So yeah. And now you might need a permit to drill a well. You do not have to have any permits to test to find water. Although I even asked him if he had to have a permit to drill water. He said absolutely not. Water around here is terrible, FYI. It's super duper hard. Whatever you think your water is, times it by about 3,000, and that's about how hard the water is up here. It's terrible water. Terrible, terrible water. So, the odds of us trying to find some good water, it's probably not awesome. Looks like some pretty heavy clay coming out of there. Well, we got 40 minutes, guys, so let's check back later. Well, we're still going. We went and did some other things. I'm not exactly sure how deep they are, but looks like it's going pretty hard, so that's not a good sign. He says that he could feel it if he hits sand. Makes sense. You're probably wondering, well, Mike, don't you have deep wells at home? And yes, we do. Back at the South Farm, we got 2 deep wells. They're both ranging around that 760 to 825-ish feet. And they go right down to the Judith Basin. And the water's fine if you want to drink it. It's just kind of high in salts. So if you're gonna cook with it, you don't have to add any salt to your food. Oh man, but so yeah, we use it for spraying. It's super soft water, super soft water, just high in salt. The salt index is high. And up here, we just use dugout water and stuff for spraying. And we use dugout water actually back home for watering trees because you can't use well water with that salt, kill the trees. So we use dugout water for all of our trees and typically pressure washing, because if you're going to use a pressure washer, wash your vehicle, wash your equipment with their deep wells, it will always leave a salty white film. So we always use dugout water so there's no salty white film. Well, that ground is definitely getting muddier. By the look of their overalls, they've definitely hit water before. They're a little dirty. They actually just came from a previous job. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Well, we'll just keep waiting. See if we can't hit something. All right, well, about an hour or two later here, he's just moving to a new hole, or we're gonna try to drill a new hole. So right here is where we went down 90 feet. Didn't really find anything, did find a little bit of mud. You hear the water gurgling in? Oh, you hear that? There's water, you hear it. Don't drop your phone down there, Mike, buddy, old pal. So he said there's a little bit of water at the 15 feet mark. He kept note of that, and he punched all the way down to 90. There's nothing there. I can hear water gurgling in, gurgling, gurgling. And he says that's coming off the 15 feet mark. So we made a note of that. We're gathering data. We're gonna go about 150 feet away here, and we're gonna punch, or that might be more than that. And we're gonna punch another one down. And we're really focusing on the shallow, like that 0 to 20. Really hope we can find something 0 to 20. All right, so right now they're sitting at 50 feet. They're gonna go to 60. And if they still can't find anything, which they haven't yet, we're gonna pull out and try to find another spot. So we're running out of ideas. Just for the record, there's not a lot of water wells in this area of the country up here, and that's probably for a reason. So, other than going deep, we're trying to keep it like under 100 feet. You might have to go to like 200, 300, 400 feet, but there's a well up here in town that's like 300, 350. It's terrible. It's real bad. Like, you couldn't feed it to your dog. Oh man, so I was just pull from the dugout if I'm gonna do that and save myself 25 grand. Alright guys, I'm gonna let you go for now. We'll see if we can find something a little bit later, and if not, I'll catch you on the clipper. Adios amigos. Guys, so it's just Chapel and I here eating some watermelon. I love you. He's not a big camera guy. This here, the first hole that we punched was the wettest. There's still a little bit of water. You can hear it glugging in there. So we did the second one over there, and then we did a third one up on top of the hill. And the last one, which was the third one on top of the hill, was drier than the South Farm, so there's nothing down there. And so we want to explore this one more because there is some water here. We're gonna maybe punch some more holes around here, go out into the field a little ways. It's kind of our plan, but we're gonna do that on another day. So today is over, and what do you think, Chapel? Is that a hole over there? Hole? Hole?
Hole.
That's a hole, that's right. You don't want to fall into that, right? That'd be boo-boo, yeah. So anyways.
I'm going.
No, you can't go in. No, you don't want to go in, no. No, you want to stay away from it. Boo-boo. Don't want boo-boo. You're getting watermelon all over yourself.
Comes out.
What comes out?
Patch.
Patch?
Yeah.
Patch?
Yeah.
What's patch? Patches?
Yeah.
No, that's the kitty cat. Patches isn't going to come out of there, and you don't want to put patches down there. No. No. Anyways, I'll let you guys go. You say bye? Your mouth is full? Wait, bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh. He's chewing. Okay, now say bye-bye. Okay. All right, guys. Have yourself a good one.